Coach, getting a chance to look over the film, what were your thoughts on the scrimmage?
Physical. Thought improved a lot in some pass blocking areas. Was very happy with. Ran the ball at some critical times at times, but the defense was very dominant in some areas early. I thought they played really dominant. I mean, made plays on third down, played hard on the run. Did a really good job at times too. I was very pleased. Still got tons of work to do, but a lot of situations that were worked, and understanding what we were trying to accomplish with those things was good. But a good, very competitive scrimmage.
When you work on the situations, you mentioned before the importance of that. What do you look for, especially something like third down or red zone?
Execution, finalizing. You can play a big part of the game good and play your situations poorly and not do well. Or you can go vice versa. I mean, you can play your situations well and play the big part, and usually you're successful. I mean, you got to have those big plays and chunk plays and all that inside, but you got to be good on third down, red zone, taking care of the ball, a lot of things in that nature. And you know, we got to get better at those, but we're getting there.
For DeAndre, did you see what you wanted to see out of him?
Okay, I thought he was okay. I thought he made some nice plays at times, about like a typical first scrimmage. And like you say, he made some really good things happen. Had no major mistakes or took care of the ball extremely well. Thought he could have had a couple other plays he could have made, but you know, we were just inches off on some things, but still had a very solid day.
A couple of guys banged up as they have been. How have kind of the younger guys and more of the depth guys stepped in?
They got, I mean, they're jumping in good, and we're always going to have guys banged up. I mean, that's just the way it is, the way football is this time of year. And when your number's called, you got to step up. And again, we had a good scrimmage, so those guys obviously did a good job.
How important is this time of camp when, your third week, guys are hurt and maybe a little tired, rather than kind of focusing in?
Oh, it is. You're going to find out what kind of team you got. It's all good in the beginning. At the end, you get ready for the game. Right now, you want to find out if you're willing. Right now is when you make possible probable. And when you got to own what you got to do, because this is where your habits are developed. When you're tired, you're banged up, and you're bruised up. This is really what the habits you'll play on during the season. What you're going to do here. No, I mean they all made some plays, and nobody extraordinary, but at the same time, not disappointing anybody.
What is it about Derek Kelly that made you feel so comfortable with him attacking?
Well, he knows what to do, and he blocks people.
As far as Stanford Seminoles, how has he come in? Is he any more ahead being the guy?
Well, yeah, those guys that all came ahead in the spring are much farther along because they just know what to do, how practice goes, and the tempo of things and how they happen. But you know, all those those 7 guys have all made a nice contribution.
It seemed like there was a lot of teaching going on when we were there. Are you guys already doing installation stuff, or is this still just?
Oh, no, we're still installation, different things we haven't put in. We got we're third week of camp. You got 5 weeks. So, I mean, we've still installed different things, different parts, and you're constantly teaching, whether it's making an addition to something or just finishing something. A lot of times you go back over a lot of things.
When you went back and looked at film, what did you take from the scrimmage?
Competitive, physical. Thought the defense played extremely well early in the scrimmage. Offense picked it up as it went on, got better and better, made some really nice plays, and won their side of the battles. But it was very competitive. Still, some little detail things that will allow us to play a lot more efficient on both sides, I think, will be there. But that's about where you should be in camp right now. But the older guys, they were a little farther along at some things. Some of your guys have played a lot, and was not displeased at all, and at the same time not pleased, if that makes any sense. Not unhappy. Just got to be, we got to refine some things.
Who are some of those guys on either side that stood out?
Nobody in particular. I mean, all guys made plays. Our defense in general. I mean, when you're going to hear me talking, I mean, the defense played well at times and the offense, and you got to have a group. It doesn't matter who makes plays. It's who allows them to make plays and who's been the sacrifice. But there's nobody I'm unhappy with at all.
What's kind of been your assessment of someone like Emmett Rice in camp so far?
Making progress, doing a very nice job, gotten some extended reps and doing things. Did a great job on special teams last year, still doing a really good job. And now just grasping the offense. He's physical, he runs, he's athletic, and he's just learning all the nuances. Still some things getting, you get twisted up in coverage or some of the things back there at times, but like young guys do. But how you going to fit a guy, if you fit the A gap or the B gap, or how you fit off something if it doesn't go just right. But I've been pleased with his progress. No, Emmett's probably about 216, 18. He's bigger than Telvin was. Bigger than Telvin now.
There's a weight like that with a guy his frame, what does that allow him to do?
No, I mean, you got to play. But the thing about it, extremely physical. You think, I mean, that guy will pop you now. I mean, he'd take on a blocker, throw his shoulder. I mean, he's physical. I mean, he really is. You think of a guy like that, but he can come downhill and play. But he's also athletic, can run, and he's a really good space player too. Well, good, and I think also understanding what to do and feeling comfortable. Center's like quarterback, man. You're making all the calls and you understand something. You're at a full-way traffic. All the twists and all the banging, that's coming at you at all different directions. And, I mean, that's hard. Center is extremely, as far as the mental capacity and then adding physical and the bang, it's probably as hard a line position there is. The tackles, of course, got to be so athletic, but all the multitude of things when you're doing it, center is hard. And as you mature, it's like, the game slows down for you. You're able to see things, judge things. Now you're able to read some secondary things that allow you, tell you what the front's going to do, help you get a step ahead, and he's starting to learn a lot of those things.
With he and DeAndre both being much more experienced now, how much more comfortable are you when they go to the line that they're seeing what you see?
Well, they have been for the most part, and a lot better. I really am. A lot better.
Seems like Ricky is having a good day again when we were out.
He's been kicking the ball really well, getting it up, getting it quick, good distance, hitting it with good thump. I mean, he's being very, very consistent. Thought he had a real nice day the other day.
What's been the biggest improvement this year compared to last year?
Oh, I don't know. It ain't even close. We're 2 weeks in. I couldn't even come close to telling you that.
One of the guys we saw today really stand out was Jacob. He just seemed quick getting off the ball. We saw a drill over the line pass.
He's rested. I know I joke about that, but he is. It's good to have him back out there. But, I mean, they are. But Jacob was the MVP of the spring for a reason. That guy is physical. He's long. He's athletic. He can play in space. He can play in the box. I mean, the guy's a really good player. I mean, he has all the tools, and he's so big. You don't realize he's sneaky big on you.
Well, when you think about kind of just the growth he's made from when you first got him in here through now, what would you say is the thing that's impressed you most?
I think just understanding. He always was athletic. And it's not you were immature, but just understanding how to play the position and not just run around and make play. A lot of guys in high school that are like that can run around and compensate with poor eye discipline. Like I say, people joke about that. If you don't know what to look at, you can't make plays. And having a discipline whether it's your coverage, your rush, your run fit, what you're looking in your keys allow you to get in place. And I think really being a student of the game and understanding the details, and that's allowed that athleticism to really come out. Yeah. Yeah, we have days with certain drills, certain parts of practice we run guys, certain we don't, and we're coming off a scrimmage day. That's why today wasn't a big, long day. We had a lot of high situation things, a lot of intensity, but not a long, long practice, just about, just under 2 hours.
The longer halfway in the camp, are guys starting to get restless to maybe play somebody other than
Nah, I don't think so. I know we got a lot of work to do.
Levante Taylor said that when we talked to the media day, he said he was kind of humbled a little bit last year, fighting through an injury, and just all the things he had to learn. Did you see that from him? Do you think that helped him grow?
Oh, no doubt. All those guys. I mean, they all think, and that's what they want to think. Come in here, but you don't realize how cerebral the game of football is at these levels and the complexity of it. I mean, whatever you do, and then, you're used to being so much of a better athlete than everybody, you could always compensate for those things. And it does make you very humble because, all right, that guy's as big or faster than I am. And I still don't know everything I'm known to do. So, it doesn't make you less of a player, but you have to really reach down and do things that you probably hadn't had to do to the extent you had to do them, as far as technique, as far as eye discipline, probably totally understanding things. And then he played two positions. He played nickel and dime in some different places inside too. So I think it did, but he's a grinder now. He's a grinder.
And you said before you don't mind shorter corners if they don't play small?
They can't play small. I mean, you can be small, but you can't play small. Sometimes off guys, and when they're off coverage guys, sometimes those little guys, especially when you play off, can be a lot quicker. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're in nickel or you're playing off coverage to the field. I mean, in those situations, because your ability to transition so much quicker.
For a guy like Levante, you mentioned quicker, but is there other things you do to kind of compensate for not being 6 foot?
Yeah, technique. Be great-handed, quick-footed, cut guys off, use the body, use the sideline, know where your help's at. It's all guys that I've been around that have been smaller corners that have really played. Randall Gay was a great one that played for us at LSU, that was played in a couple Super Bowls and with New Orleans and New England and played. But man, he could play nickel, and he wasn't about the same size. He was actually lighter than most air weight, about 166. And that guy played 8 years in the NFL. and played really well. But always smart, knew where to cut off guys, could really run, ball skills, just like Levante does, a lot of the same things. You just got to know the people around you.
Going up against Keith and Auden also helps as well, right?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, you got to be technique sound because the size will engulf you, and you know, if you get on a hip or something, you know, you're stuck.
Saw those young running backs really make some plays, one of them was a linebacker today. Have you kind of seen the first signs of maybe the game slowing down a little for them?
Some and no. Sometimes and no. And sometimes it's crazy as it sounds, it's with the ball as much as anything because they want to do so much. Just learning to pace it and read the runs and go. But we're very pleased with where they're at right now. Now it's really time now to make the jump. You got the first scrimmage. You kind of know what it's like. You got a really good grasp of things. Now let's go back and retune some things. I think now is when you're going to see if they can really grasp a hold and run with it.
Do you remember giving a scholarship offer to Jack Wise when he was 14?
Mm-hmm.
Remember what that kind of situation was like?
Mm-hmm. Coming out of camp and things, he had a big body, was doing really good. Yeah, I do. I remember that. It was really good. And again, I thank the world of Jacquez, and can be a really good player for us. He was a big physical guy at a young age.
He said he didn't even understand what a full scholarship meant.
None of them do. They have to explain it to them. It does. They think they do. They want to hear that. It sounds good. They know it's what they're supposed to hear. They don't know what it entitles. You know what I mean? That's kind of fun, though, when you have to really explain it to them.
It's not funny, but like, was he like the first 14-year-old you ever offered, or have there been?
No, Derwin probably was. Derwin's 14 or 15. Yeah, they were fresh, coming out of the freshman at that time. One of the few that I have.
So like when you're looking at offering a 14-year-old, like, do you look at them differently than you would a 17 to 18-year-old, or is it about the same, or how would you?
No, I mean, you got to project, all right, where's he at? What's his growth? Why is he, his growth potential? Sometimes, a lot of those guys, you have to, when you offer early, guys have matured very quickly, and you see the body, and then you know they're going to have that type of body, and you know they're going to keep developing, and they show the balanced body control, speed, athleticism, all those kind of things that you got, and they play good football, you know, and you get them in camp, you can kind of tell that, and we were lucky to have them in camp.
What would you say was the youngest age of a player you've ever offered?
Probably 14, 15, whatever it was. I mean, no, I never have that I'm aware of. I'm trying to let me think about before I stick my foot in my mouth. But as I can recall, I don't think I ever have.
What's the payoff when you finally get to sign a guy when you offer him so far in advance?
Exhaustion. Because as soon as we offer him as a ninth grader, you know how many people start recruiting him? The whole world says this guy must be pretty good, so we're going to go recruit him. So it's 4 years of hanging on or battling. Sometimes I'd be smarter probably not to if you really get down to it. I know that's fun, but you want to be the first one. But then it's 4 years of agony and pain and ups and downs, and I mean the whole thing. It really is.
What's it like having a guy like that until now for you this season?
I'm sorry. It's good. I mean, he's playing. You know, he's doing well. He knows what to do. I'm anxious to see him continue to grow. Good.
Just to double check and make sure guys who are still out, so Matthew Thomas still a buyer.
Everybody, no. I mean, there's some other things going on with guys, but I plan on everybody being back. They're planning on nobody not being there. When they get back from injuries and they get back from things, they'll be back. They'll be back when they're back, but at the same time, I don't expect any of them not to be back.
Cole Minshew was back out there. Was he just getting rested the other day? Or?
It was his time. He couldn't perform. We thought it was best that he had those 2 days. That's what we did. Again, he's back. That's why I said there'll all be everybody that I plan on being back. That it should be out there. The time frame depends on how they heal or whatever else. You know what goes on.